Welcome. This is the December newsletter edition of the movie review, and we did worst rated movies of 2020. And y'all must be really pushing me because there was a tie. I decided to watch both of those movies to tell you which one was worse. The two that were voted on and chosen were Doolittle and the Wrong Missy. So I'll start off with Doolittle. I thought this was a remake of the Eddie Murphy one, which kind of pissed me off, but actually I was wrong. Overall, the effects aren't bad, the personified animals aren't bad, even though I'm terrified of them. I had several chuckles and laughs throughout this film. You can clearly tell what's about to happen and can kind of foresee the plot, but it's a kids' movie with a lot of butt and fart jokes, so hey. My biggest bone to pick about this movie is Robert Downey Jr. I already don't like this dude because of... But, yeah. It seems like his voice is dubbed. Like he couldn't do the accent or something. Like it just doesn't match what's going on with his mouth. Here, take a look.
It is time for me to slip into something less comfortable. Less comfortable. Less comfortable.
It's weird, right? So I give Doolittle 3 out of 5 stars purely because it was a kid's movie. It was cute. I laughed. It wasn't too bad. I do not think it was the worst one out of the two. The worst out of two in my book was The Wrong Missy. There is a mediocre, average, middle-aged white guy named Tim, and he is played by David Spade. He goes on a date with weirdo crazy girl Melissa, aka Missy, played by Lauren Lapkus. About 3 months later in an airport, he has a crazy, cute, romantic bag mix-up with a more beautiful and smarter Melissa, who also goes by Missy. I've never met a Missy in my life, so I don't know why they chose that name, but that's besides the point. Of course, when his company goes on a retreat to Hawaii to meet their new boss or something, he decides to bring a date, and he texts the crazy Missy instead of airport Missy. Of course, antics begin after that. I have so many bones to pick about this movie, but I narrowed it down to about 3 bones, just to save you some time. And my time. The first bone is David Spade. I don't know why both of those movies, the lead role, I was like, not happy about it. The entire movie, his character does say he doesn't drink, which I thought was a little refreshing to have a character normalizing sobriety. But then he kind of goes and several times tries to order alcohol just to get through his vacation, which I thought was a little ironic because I tried to down a whole bottle of antifreeze just to get through the movie. The second bone I have to pick is the romantic component. It turns out Missy is an extremely capable person who has taken classes to do everything from provide EMT services to couples therapy. She's outspoken and rowdy, and who wants that in a woman, am I right? So she does some crazy shit, so Tim has valid reasons to hate her, I guess. Tim and his horrible wig spends the entire movie hating Missy, and then makes the audacious move to choose Missy over airport Missy in the last 30 minutes of the movie. And what a guy, what a nice guy for choosing the non-supermodel. Let's all give him a big pat on the back and a round of applause for learning such a valuable lesson and growing into a semi-decent human being. Am I right? And she, for unknown reasons, chooses him. That must have been a really long and hard journey for him, but not as long or hard of a journey as it was for me to get through the film. The third and biggest bone of all was the casual yet extremely noticeable misogyny. The big joke here, well, main takeaway, indeed the only joke that this movie really has, is women be crazy. This is a one-note crazy bitch shtick clearly written by dudes who are sharing all of their worst nightmares, when in reality, she is really just acting like every other dude in an Adam Sandler comedy, but apparently here it's crazy and scary because she is a woman. There's even a coworker of Tim's who, in the first 5 seconds of meeting her in the film, was referenced as easy, with small, several jokes packed aiming at that. Is she really like that? Or do we just have to trust the cis white men that are telling us that? In the end, this movie has more ugly misogynistic men in it than Comic-Con ever has. I'd say that they should have just left David Spade in his car seat and went with someone else, but Really, the entirety of this movie shouldn't have been made. This is merely garden variety misogyny masquerading as some bastardized form of empowerment. I give this movie half a star out of 5. But I do give Lauren Lapkus a 5 out of 5 just because she held the entire movie on her shoulders. Do you think they'll be able to tell that I recorded this part the next day?
No, let's finish it.
So I just wanted to say thank you again for tuning in to my movie review for the December newsletter, Worst Rated Movies of 2020. Hope you enjoyed it. Guys, you have to help me. The newsletter team keeps forcing me to...